Sorry, not sorry.
All right. I don't know if we can hear Stephanie. Stephanie, are you there, girlfriend?
There, girl.
Can you hear me?
Woo! Yeah. We can hear you.
I don't know why I'm frozen. I live out in the boonies, so I just don't have very good connection. Sorry, guys.
That's well, at least your freeze is good.
Don't feel bad.
We got your pretty hot spot.
Pretty hot
spot. We got your pretty face on, highlighted. We're good.
Babe, tell us how you really feel.
Pretty hot spot.
She is hot, though. I mean, I'll second that.
Well, thank you. I'm doing my hair right now, but you can't see me because I'm frozen.
All right. So I know you told us, like, just do a little bit more introduction of yourself and why you started the business.
Okay. So I'm Stephanie Baker. I am at the 25K rank. And yes, I'm very excited. Woohoo, last month. So I actually had been part of a network marketing company before this, and I was extremely unsuccessful. I'm just going to be honest. I'm probably going to say a few things here that'll make a lot of people cringe, but I'm just going to be as honest as I can be. So I was part of another company. I was not successful, and I think there were a couple of reasons. One was because it was not the product for me. There were a lot of people that were very successful with it, but it was not a product that was authentic to me, I guess I could say. It's not something that I really used much. There was only a handful of products in the line that I liked. And so when you try to sell something that you don't feel 100% about, I think people can see it. They can see right through it. It was also the training that I got. It was my first network marketing company, so I just did what I was told. What I was told was... I wish you guys could see my face because it's way funnier when you see my face. But so I was told to reach everybody on my friends list and say, "Hey, girl, are you interested in some blah 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 products?" And I remember looking at this girl that enrolled me, and I said, "I will never say, 'Hey, girl,' ever." Okay. Well, lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I was messaging everybody saying, "Hey, girl." And I think that everybody just looked at that and thought, who is this person? Like, that is so not me. Like, I am just not a hey girl kind of girl. And anyway, so I just came off very fake. And I hate that because I'm not a fake person, but I just did what I was told. Like, that's just how I thought network marketing was. So anyways, I was very unsuccessful. I started using CBD oil, not HempWorks, but I started using CBD oil because my mother-in-law had started using it, and it had really helped her. And my husband had already been doing research on it. I didn't even know what it was. I was totally in the dark. And he said, "Well, you need to try it for your arthritis in your feet." So I did, and it helped me. And I was like, wow, I was like, there's got to be a network marketing company that does this, because I know network marketing can be so successful. Even though I wasn't successful, I knew that it was there. And Ashley and I had been friends on Facebook because we were in the same company before, not on the same team, but in the same company. And so I messaged her and I said, "Hey, didn't I see you post something about CBD oil?" And that's kind of how the conversation got started. So then I started using HempWorks, and it was way better than what I was using in the first place.
Well, duh.
Yeah, right. So
okay, so hold on. Before I want to make sure you touch on your why a little bit, because your why is kind of I love your why.
Yes, for sure.
And so anyway, I'm sorry, you might have been going there, but continue.
Well, something I do want to say is I've had a couple of people on my team say that they don't want to mess with builders. They don't want to put their time in builders. And I gave Ashley the run around. And I mean, I asked every question known to man. I was very indecisive, and I started as a builder. And, so I just think you have to be really careful. Your most successful people are not necessarily going to start out as executives. So just, keep that in mind. So don't give up on the builders because they could really build something big for you. So,
good point.
So it says that nobody can hear me. Can
we
can hear you.
We can hear you. People are
hear me.
Yeah, I think it's just individual people's internet.
And and it sounds like I'm seeing the comments on the feed too, and people are responding. So
okay, good. All right. So my why, it's definitely evolved a lot, but first thing, I used to own my own business, like brick and mortar business, and it was great and it was awful all at the same time. And I closed it down about a year before I started HempWorks, about a year before, right before I started doing network marketing. And I was used to staying home with my son because I was able to, like, I could take him to the office, like he could be in, sitting with me at my desk. I could do whatever I wanted because it was my business. And I was used to that. Well, when we closed down our business, we got regular jobs, and I didn't want to be away from him. I wanted to still be a stay-at-home mom, but we still needed the income. So that's why I kind of started looking at network marketing, was so I could spend some more time with him. But when I originally started, we are renovating our house, and I just wanted like some extra money to help with that because we were living paycheck to paycheck once we closed our business. But my main goal is I want to retire my husband. He really wants to be an organic farmer. And I laugh at this because I can't even keep like a fern alive. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but we talk about it every single day. He is dead set on becoming an organic farmer, and it's going to happen, but we got to get there somehow. I want to be able to go on vacation whenever we want. I want to be able to stay home in my pajamas all day if I want to. I want to be able to volunteer at my son's school if I want to. Like, I don't want to live on someone else's time clock. So that's another thing. But yeah, the thing that I visualize the most is retiring my husband so he can farm.
Be an organic farmer.
Organic hemp farmer?
Maybe.
Well, trust me, that's in his radar.
All right. Sure. So when you first started, what did you do to kind of launch your business? And then I guess transition into what you do, like how that's grown or.
Okay. So I am completely different than Ashley and Tammy. I have social anxiety. I don't like talking to people. My team will tell you I hardly ever talk to them on the phone. It's not my personality. I cannot go into a store and talk to the person behind me in line. Like, I don't talk to people. And I know that sounds awful, and it's a very weird thing for a network marketer, but that's just me. So I do everything online, and I have from the very beginning. I just started posting on Facebook, and I probably posted really wrong at the beginning because I still had those habits of my old business. I posted a lot about the products. I posted a lot of educational stuff, and I don't really recommend that. But something that I did, I asked for a lot of host to post, I guess is what we call it. And that really helped me a lot. People who were interested in the product, some of them were customers, some of them were not. They would host a post for me, and then their friends would be interested. And my friends list grew organically, which I think is really important. I think a lot of people grow their friends list the wrong way, going to a friends list and adding them and then adding another friends, all that. Like, it's just not how I've grown my list. Pretty much everyone that I have friended since January has had some sort of interest in the business or in the product. Every single person that I friended. So that's kind of how I did it. But and I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but I've grown almost my whole business on garage sale sites. That's just how I do it. Everyone's different. I'm not a face-to-face person, and I wish I was, but it's just not me. So that's how I've had to do it.
Hey, can I stop you for 1 second? I just want to touch on that a little bit. So we have mentioned multiple times that you have to be prepared to run your business the way that you can run it. And so there's two things I want to mention. First of all, just because it's not something Stephanie's comfortable with, doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. Okay. So again, like there's two different ways to look at it. Stephanie is very successful just online. I had a friend who, in my previous company, was very successful just online. But just know that if that's what you plan to do, then you have to be ready to do crazy things and spend a lot of time online. Okay, so even though she's saying she doesn't go out and she doesn't talk to people, like she's not the person that's going to walk up and hand a card, you're going to spend a lot of time online in that situation, and you have to be prepared to do that. So we're not saying that but also she goes live. You know what I mean? So even though she's not the type of person that's going to walk up to you out and about, and to be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't find it comfortable. But I find different ways to get into those conversations. Like I just talk to people, and I really don't like people, just so you guys know. Like I'm not a really passionate person about just talking to people, because I don't really like that, a lot of people. You guys are all cool, but I'm just saying, like,
It's the truth.
Chad will tell you.
No,
but so if you want to be an online marketer, by all means, do it that way. If you want to be an in-person marketer, by all means, do it that way. If you want to do online events or home parties, do it that way. But be prepared to make it fit you, and be prepared to spend a lot of time in those niches. And when I say a lot of time, like, I want to take that back a little bit.
Let me add to that. You need to be consistent.
There you go. Consistent.
That's just, Stephanie is consistent.
Yeah.
And that's why she's successful, because she's organized and she knows what she's doing. She has her strategy. Everybody's not going to come in and be like, I want to do it this way. I got anxiety. And it's not going to work for you if you're not consistent, because consistent, that's where the growth lies. Doing something the same way, if you're going to do it that way, brings results.
That's completely true. That is a better way than spending a lot of time on it. No, that's perfect. That's what I meant, but the words aren't coming out. So thank you.
So if you're consistent, you can work it that way for sure.
All right. So anyway,
but you have to be consistent with everything, though. That, really.
All right, Stephanie.
Well, yeah, it's okay. So when I first started this business, I was working about 45 hours a week. And I got to 10K working 45 hours a week. So I had to really, really focus my time. Like I didn't have all day to just, do whatever. Like I had very, very, very small amounts of time, because also I don't work nights or weekends. So I was working during the day, and I had to fit my business in there as well. Lunchtime, whatever. I was working at a preschool, so I could work at nap time, things like that. But yeah, I had to be very organized, and I had to really focus my time and do income producing activities. Like I couldn't just scroll Facebook. If I was on Facebook, I had to be there to work. So that's really important. So where am I at? How is it different now? Is that where I'm at? How is it different now?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it is very different now, because there are positives and negatives to every business. And I don't like to ever make it seem like network marketing, it's always a positive, because it's not. Like this is a hard business. Like you have to keep your mind in the right place. And I'll be completely honest, I went through a little bout where my mind was not in the right place. And sometimes you just have to like kick yourself in the rear end and be like, okay, pull it together, or you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve here. And that happened to me. And something it's a lot different now. Like once your team starts growing, you have growing pains as well. It's wonderful. Like everyone wants their team to grow, and we all want our teams to grow, but then you have to balance, working with your team versus working your own business. And that's something that I really struggle with, because I have went down to part-time now. I work 3 full days a week. But still, I still have to balance. I still have to work my business, even though I have, a large team that needs me as well. So you have to really focus on that. Some other things that are a little bit different is, obviously I have to expand my network and my social media, because that's primarily how I do my business. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Like I will try blitzing every once in a while and talking to people out in public, and it usually goes fine, but I'm just awkward. But I will continue to try it. It's just not how my business grows. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I've actually started going live in garage sale sites, which is kind of fun. I've done a lot more YouTube videos, but I've really changed the way I post. If you look through my profile page, you don't really see a lot of business posts or product posts, I guess. I talk much more about my lifestyle and kind of sort of mention HempWorks rather than just put it all out there and be very salesy. I ran into a lady in my hometown, actually at my work, who is a HempWorks rep, not on my team. And she said, well, how did you get to 25K? And I kind of just told her some things. She goes, well, I looked at your profile and you don't post much at all about the products. And I was like, well, I do, but I just don't post salesy things about the products. And like she didn't quite understand that, but I don't know. But so you got to kind of really watch being salesy, I guess. Yeah. I think I've changed that a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I know you posted something like a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, like, how do you run I forget what it was, but how do you run your business? Are you a salesperson, like, or a share person? And there was a lot of people that, well, we're educators. And I think that's the same thing as sharing. Educating and sharing is the same thing. It's when you get into that sales, push it down people's throat, introduce a product to someone that's not even interested type of thing is really where you become a network marketer. And I think with this team specifically, there's a lot of teams out there that are growing like crazy, just like we are. But with this team specifically, I'm so proud because we're not attacking this thing like a network marketing company. We are really building, I think, longevity. And that I just got goosebumps even saying it.
We're building relationships with our customers. Yeah. And then the relationships are turning into business owners. And we're going to be a huge family here before long. Like, we're already a family, but it's going to get bigger, and we're changing lives here on the Dream Team. So just remember that, everybody. We're changing lives. Don't get caught up on what's going on around you. We stay our course, and Dream Team is going to be – everybody's dream is going to come true on Dream Team. Let's put it that way.
The consistency thing comes back into play there. Yep. Okay,
so well, hold on. I want to say one more thing. So in my past life, I like to say I was a graphic designer, and I think that one thing that we can be educators, but if you're posting really salesy graphics along with your education, then you're salesy. Yeah. So just stop. Sorry. Please just stop. If you're posting something that, is a screenshot off of the website, like, that's salesy. So just really focus on, making your own graphic or, taking your own picture. It doesn't have to always be a selfie. Even if you're just holding it in your hand, it's better than posting a picture from the website. So just do your best to try not to be as salesy. And if you don't know what that means, ask your upline, because they probably do.
Yeah. Okay. You brought up something really good too that I really it was one of my things, respecting your leaders. Guys, these are some great resourceful people for you. Find someone that fits you. I may have brought you into this business, but you may not even like me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm good with that. I don't like myself sometimes. It's cool. I get it. So, find somebody on this team to mold yourself to. And it may not be one person. It may be a mixture of multiple people. Because I find a lot of good resources in my team, and I'm not afraid to be like, okay, I'm utilizing this resource to giving you a shout out because this has been amazing. Like, utilize your team. There may be somebody in your downline that that might have an idea that could really help you, but going back to respecting your leaders, guys, we are here to help you, but we have families, we have lives too. And so when your leader throws something out for you, a prize or, a contest or something like that,
or a task,
even if you don't want to do it, get excited, share it with your downline, like freaking scream it from the rooftops. Like, we do these things not because we have to. We don't have to do promotions. We don't have to do trainings. I didn't have anything like that when I started, okay? but I'm still successful. So if you feel like there's something, and be prepared to voice your concerns, but to your upline directly, okay? Not in front of everyone else.
And don't go to your downline. Like, never go to your downline with problems. Always go up. Don't go down, because we've dealt with it. We can help you get through it. Somebody that's never even been into the business, they don't want to hear your problems.
If you feel like something that we're doing, it is not working, please tell me if you have an idea, because we want to change it. We
want to enlighten it, bring it to life.
Sometimes we may not even see the things that we're doing, or Tammy or Ashley or Stephanie. If you feel like something's not working, go directly to that person and say, hey, I think that if you do it this way, it might help. Because, somebody brought this to my attention. This backdrop behind us all the time is, when we do lives all the time with this backdrop, it looks like the same live over and over and over again when somebody's standing for your feet.
So we don't, so somebody might think it's the same live, so they already seen it. So we're going to work on changing this every time.
Something as silly as that. And she was like, I don't want to offend you.
It's a great idea.
Kelly called me out, but she brought it to me. And I thought that was amazing. And I love that. So like, if your upline offers a promotion that you think is useless, I don't care.
They still know what they're doing. They still know how to reach the masses, which is what you're trying to do.
Even if you're not happy with it, tell your team about it. It could be something that really sparks excitement in someone else, even if it doesn't spark excitement in you. So I want to give as much of my time as I can to my entire team. And I'll touch on layer leadership in a second. I want to give you as much time as I can, but our team is growing. I can't give everyone an hour of my time, but I can give you a prize to have an hour of my time. And it's not that my time is any more valuable than yours, but I can't give 500 people an hour of training personally. Okay, so utilize these things, guys. They're huge. These are huge things that you can use for your team. And
everyone on here too knows what they're doing. They're successful and they're steady growing in this company. So believe me when I say every one of these people have resources and they know what they're talking about when they say things. And
there's a lot more people in this industry that you could follow as well. I just picked these 3 ladies because we've kind of been at it together since almost the beginning.
There's lots of new people too that are emerging.
And so we suggest that you follow these ladies, you follow other people in the team that inspire you, and then just keep yourself engaged and consistent. So Stephanie, any other big tips that you want to touch on?
Yes. So, okay, well, first of all, I want to say something that you were just talking about. I don't think that a lot of people on the team realize what you have. Like, there are HempWorks teams that literally have no other training than what is in the back office. So when we offer you all of these training videos and all of these resources, like, there's people that don't have that. I mean, so you're a leg up already, and there's really not a lot to complain about, considering you could just be using the training videos that are in the back office. So be happy that you're on such a great team and use that as a recruitment tool. I mean, you are recruiting people into a team that has so many resources versus, Joe down the street that's in HempWorks that has nothing. So just keep that in mind, that you have a pretty amazing team that has a lot of stuff to help you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, so my tips, I guess, and a lot of these I have to remind myself of all the time. So we already talked about being consistent, so that's really important. Visualizing your goals, and I say this not as, I'm actually reading a book right now that talked about this, and it talked about it today when I was listening to it. And I'm not talking about visualizing hitting 5K. Like, if you just visualize hitting 5K, it's going to take you forever to hit 5K, because that's not what's motivating you. What's the end goal? Like, is it to go on a European vacation with your family? Is it to hit a certain amount in your bank account? Is it to buy that present that your kid is dying to have for Christmas that you cannot afford? Like, what is that huge goal that you want? Is it, those really expensive pairs of shoes that, you as a mom never buy yourself anything great because you spend it all on everybody else? Like, What is that one goal that will just keep you going because you cannot wait to get it? Visualize that goal, not hitting 5K. I think that will help you keep going.
Yeah.
Obviously self-development, read books, listen to podcasts, whatever you have to do to keep your mind in the right place. And stop comparing yourself to anyone else in the business. Because just because somebody else grew faster than you, well, they had a bigger network than you. Or, there was a lady on my team that grew way faster than I did because she's so good face-to-face. And she could go and talk to anybody. I mean, literally, she could go into the gas station and get 5 people to sign up. And that's just, that's awesome for her. And I was so happy for her. But I can't compare that to what I do because I don't do that. So we're all in different spots. And then one other little point that I wanted to talk about was this is a business, not a job. So stop thinking of your monthly order as a cost. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And when people want to join the business and they get upset because they have to buy something every month, then they're not seeing it in the right light. What other business are you going to have where you can spend, $100 or $200 and that's it a month to run your business? Stop worrying about the $25 it costs you to buy Blitz cards. Like, it's an investment. It's not a cost. So that's my 2 cents for the day.
That's perfect, Stephanie, that you said that, because I want to let everybody know that this is a business, okay? You have chosen to, and most everybody has another job, and that's what, usually when you talk to people, and before you got into HempWorks, when people talk to you at the line, at a grocery store or whatever, and they say, hey, what do you do? I'm an electrician. That's what I do. And that's what you always think. But now this is your own business. You've decided to join HempWorks. You've decided to join the Green Rush. This is something revolutionary that's going to take your life to anywhere you want to take it if you let it.
It's a legacy.
It's a legacy. You can change your family's life forever in this year. I'm telling you. And you could, before the end of the year, you could change your whole family's life if you let it.